the scenes felt limitless in the sense of like there was so much space to play. So fear, for me, the fear stuff comes up when you feel like there's like a rigidity around you have to like attain some kind of result as an actor. That's when I start to get afraid. But this felt like exhilarating.
So tell me first, I heard something that very much surprised me. You auditioned for this because I would just be like, oh, if she's interested, then sign her up. She doesn't need to do anything. But you auditioned for it.
Yeah, twice.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay, explain.
Well, my theory, and David can tell you otherwise, but my theory is that it was really bad the first time. No, I was super sick the first audition, but also I think there was just technical stuff. But we did it twice, and the audition scenes were like me and Mallory, Jesse Hodges, who's right there, who's so amazing. That was a Mallory scene, a scene with Nola, and then a scene with, I don't remember. But the feeling I had in the audition was, I feel very like out of sorts. I don't feel like I can get a sense of who this person is. And that to me, I think sort of contributed to the feeling of like, this isn't going well. But I also think that's what Paula is thinking every day of her life, is like, this is not going well, is I'm not totally in my body. I don't know who I am anymore. All the things that I knew about myself have been kind of taken away. So who am I now at 40, starting again?
Did you figure out who Paula was as you got further along in the scripts, or did you feel like she's still a bit of an enigma in the end? Because she's a smart woman who makes some very interesting choices.
Yeah. She's very logical, detail oriented, smart, and she also is kind of reckless. And there's like so much that she has to protect, so much that she's responsible for, but at the same time can't kind of deny this other chaotic nature in her that wants to follow through the story or the mystery. And in terms of like getting to know her, I feel like what's exciting about this character and what I think will make people want to keep watching all of the characters in this show is that you can never get comfortable with what you think you know about that character. And that continues throughout. And that was also the feeling shooting it, was like, discovering a new thing that totally colored the character in a different way. Yeah.
You know, it's something else that I found so interesting, because I didn't want to watch past episode 2 because I was afraid I was going to spoil something that I shouldn't say. But I'm so interested by the relationship between Paula and her ex, played by Jake Johnson, because he doesn't seem that bad yet. Like there's, like, I don't know. It just felt like, no, he still cares about her. He cares about their kid. Like, there's more to it. What did you know about that relationship going into it, and what can you preview about what we'll see between them and why that frayed?
Because he's a big old jerk. I think Paula and Carl had a lot of fun together and were good together for a long time, but she hasn't continued to grow up. And he's ready for something more stable, and many other reasons that it fell apart. And I think the chaos of Paula is probably the thing that he loved about her. And now he's like, it's wearing a bit thin. This isn't what I want my life to be. But yeah, similarly, I love that we don't just see him as a bad guy. And Mallory also. I would say Jesse does such a beautiful job with Mallory, where you never get this like, oh yeah, that's the other woman, and it's so clearly, the opposite of Paul or anything like that. Like, to me, that relationship is one of the most interesting ones in the show, just because it's an intimacy that is like by proxy as opposed to by choice, and so you know each other so deeply at the same time as you don't know each other at all. And you are forced to be in relation. And I think we had so much fun navigating that kind of, you have to say yes, Jesse. I mean, I was so excited to work with Jesse. Jesse and I fell in love during a reading of a friend's script, and then got to work together after. And yeah, it's just the best.
Great. Wait, since the sound is really good in here, David, sorry to put you on the spot, but I'm so curious.
Let's open this up.
Yeah, since you said that the first audition didn't go well because you were sick, what do you remember about when Tatiana first came in, and then what made the second one like, this is it?
All right. But David Gordon Green was also on Zoom while we were doing the audition. He was like off to the side. Yeah.
And you guys had worked together before.
Yeah.
On Stronger.
Yes.
Yeah. What was that like to reunite with him for this?
It was nice to do something that felt lighter. Even though this is like, but like this was like joyful, and that was like a very hard shoot.
Yeah.
And I think he and I are both like, we like to play. Mm-hmm. And so this felt like an opportunity for us to really zero in on each other, and like for him to do all the things that he likes to do with an actor, which is like with all of us, he throws something at you that is not the straight and narrow choice. It's like a very off choice. Yeah. And a lot of those make it in because he likes that kind of like irrational human behavior.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. At the end of episode 1, when you see Trevor's body in the bathtub, that reaction, I think to myself, if that was me, I would have given myself a migraine having to do a scene like that, because the level of just sheer terror on your face and the emotion and everything that you have to convey in that scene is just unbelievable. What is it like to do a scene like that? Do you sleep the night before? Do you look forward to something like that because you can fully just go at it? What is that like for you, prepping for that and then being in the moment?
I feel like those moments feel the most intuitive in a way, because they're so primal. So it's not like I'm like, oh, I really am worried about what that's going to look like, because it should look strange. It should feel strange. Like in those moments when you actually like, when you see a dead body, but when you have a shock, you know, that very well could have just been Paula doing nothing, you know, and we did various different versions of it. But like, I think that those very primal feelings can actually look all kinds of ways. So I don't get nervous for that as much as I get nervous for like a big monologue or like
banana dance.
A banana dance. My God, when you're working with Nola and she is the choreographer and she is very harsh. And she gives you notes. No, she was amazing.
Yeah, tell me about your relationship with Nola, because it's such a great relationship to watch play out on screen. But you've said in interviews you're not a mom, and you in real life, and you were worried about perhaps taking this on and playing this role when this was not something you were used to. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, Nola immediately was just so present and like incredible as an actor. Like she was improvising and would respond to everything I gave her differently every time, and she would throw different things back. So it was like immediately we had this feeling of like goofy play that felt like the core of what Paula is fighting for. In terms of the mother thing, I think the thing that I sort of innately bring to a role like that is a fraudulence, which I also don't think is dissimilar to what it feels like, I would imagine, to be a mother when you're like, what does this look like? How is this supposed to go? How are my friends raising their kids? How do people tell me I'm supposed to raise my kids? Like all of the, and I think women or mothers specifically get judgment from the outside. So to me, to not be like a mom in real life feels like it actually like fits into that thing of like, maybe I'm not cut out for this, or maybe, yeah.
No, it's such a fun relationship to see play out on screen, because in some ways you're like her peer as well, but you're also there to help tell her what to do and everything. So did you spend a lot of time with her before filming began? Did you even have that luxury to get to bond together?
No, we had like the read through. That was it. Yeah, and then I don't think we did no rehearsals with her, did we? I don't no. But she was like she didn't need any like she was like, what do you want me to do? She was what did you say? David, what did you say? Yeah, she was amazing. She was so great.
Love that. We were talking, of course, about Jake Johnson, who plays your ex. Were you familiar with his work beforehand? Did you guys ever met before or anything going into this?
We hadn't met, but I obviously knew all of his, like, especially his like indie world of movies. And he and I like talked very briefly about these two, but a lot of it was us discovering each other in that first scene in episode 1. And again, the writing just being so deep and beautiful, and yet skirting on the surface of all these like this minefield that these two are always walking on with each other. It really was like, again, just like instinctive. I think if you're playing that scene, if you're reading those lines, it all is there, you know?
Tell me also about Brandon Flynn, who plays Trevor, because you guys create such a believable intimacy, even though you never share scenes in person with one another. What was it like when you're doing those scenes on Zoom, on the computer? First of all, like, was he on the Zoom, or was it just like a blank screen? Like, how did you film that? And then how did you create those intimate moments where we really have to believe? Like, at first I thought, they're a couple. Like, I truly believe this could be a real relationship. So how did you guys work to make it so believable? And what was that like? Also, too, when he gets attacked, like, were you watching that, or was that just a blank screen and then they put it in after in editing?
No, it was amazing because, again, like David Gordon Green wanted to set up this thing that would actually feel like it was happening in real time. So they had 2 sets built that would happen simultaneously, be filmed simultaneously. The computers were live, everything was happening, and we were actually doing the scene with each other over Zoom. And it built that sense of like, we're listening, we're reacting in the moment, we're not having to create anything outside of it. And at the same time, the internet's kind of bad, so there's little, fissures. What is it? things that there's little things like that.
I'm not sure, but I like. Let's just create a word. It's fine. It's fine. I like it.
It's past our bedtime. We both said this.
We were like, it's after 9 o'clock. Yeah. I don't know what to
do. But yeah, these little like hiccups and things like that in the technology that then it is further reinforcing this theme of like connection and like seeking connection, and like the ways that we try to connect through screens and the intimacy that can be forged there, or misplaced intimacy, or whatever it is. And in terms of just like Brandon was so both of us were really up for it being like an incredibly like physical sexual moment, and that we actually get a sense of what their sex looks like together, so that we get that feeling of an orgasm being cut off midway, and we never get the out breath, you know what I mean? And he's just such a wonderful actor, so it was so easy to like go there with him. Yeah.
Tell me also about some of the physical scenes you have to do where you go to his house apartment and you've got the hockey stick and you have all these like, and then you're running up the stairs. I mean, is that a fun day for you when you get to just like go for it and be so active and do these things? Or is it more of a technical dance that you're having to memorize like the steps and the choreography of doing a scene like this, where we see Paula really take things into her own hands, for better or for worse?
I think it's really like filling a frame in a different way, those kinds of scenes. Building attention. I don't necessarily know how to do that visually, but that's so much where I rely on a director to be like, we need this to like ratchet up here. The breath is really important, all of those things that I don't think I would know how to build that. And then on top of that, you have this like incredible editing. Is our editor here today? He is. Yeah.
Amazing.
Hi. What's that? Wynn's here? Oh my God! Hi! Wow! Yeah. But this is like exactly the two people who make those scenes and all of the scenes feel that way. Is like, there's so much, we shoot so much, and then they make sense of those moments and build that tension, and like the music being such an incredible like part of this show. That, and I was saying this about editing and music, both feel like what it felt like to shoot. It felt like the chaos inside of Paula's head, inside of her life, these things that she's carrying. Like it's such incredible work. It's so nice to meet you guys.
I love that. No, it's so true. Tatiana and I were talking while you guys were watching the screening, because I said when I first watched these episodes, my heart was pounding out of my chest, like the anxiety. And you said to me, you're like, it wasn't like that for me, because doing it, well, you tell everybody what it was like for doing you, because that's why you were praising the editing, because when it comes together, that's why our hearts are beating out of our chest. But that wasn't the experience for you as you were filming this.
It's like when you're doing a scene and it doesn't cut, you're not, so it flows, and you don't get that sense of like, what I love about the editing is that there are like multiple takes happening, sometimes overlapping. And so it really does feel like somebody who's like distracted, and somebody who's in chaos. Like it's so internal. It's so beautiful. Like it's so rare to see that kind of thing in TV, I think. I think you can get it a little more in film, but it's really special.
As you said, it was joyful.
Joyful.
It was no, it's so like for a show to make you feel that much. Someone even had to leave the theater as this was playing because it was too intense for her. It's, I mean, but there's also so many, I have to shout out the writing too. It's so brilliant, and there's so much comedy that's infused with the drama as well. We were also talking about Dolly De Leon, who plays the detective, and some of her one-liners about marriage and wanting to puke. And I just, the way that she delivers it, like the writing is so good. What is it like when you get a script like the week after week, and it just, everybody was praising your performance is so natural. And I think part of that is you, yes, and the other part is the writing.
100%. Yeah, it's that thing I was saying about like the scenes feeling expansive. And like Dolly was such a special person to have in the show. Like she's such an incredible actor and had such a specific sense of humor that like everybody has such a different sense of humor in this show, and hers is so clear. And so like that character was fully formed day one when we were on set. But yeah, it's what was your question? Help me.
Oh, just I know it's past our bedtime now. We're like, wait, I only have one in me. No, but just the writing is so
the
phenomenal,
writing, yes,
with the comedy and the drama, and just the way it's delivered too. Like,
well, it felt like every scene, every moment could be potentially funny or very scary, or kind of, or you could kind of leave your body or whatever. It just didn't feel like anything was prescriptive. There were super expansive scenes, lots of possibility in them.
Okay, we have to wrap up in a second, but tell me, by the time we get to the last episode, which is July 15th, I think. Yes, July 15th is the finale when that drops on Apple, because a new episode is out every Wednesday. Want to get that plug in there.
It was very good.
When we get to the finale, what can you preview without giving away too much of what's in store? And what do you hope audiences are left with?
I hope that they're left with the feeling of like, who, what can I say? Who can we, don't fuck this up.
Hazel better be okay. Hazel and Paula better be okay. I really
just start saying stuff.
I don't want them to have to move to Boise. I want them to stay in their lovely place and be calm, and everything is fine. Right?
Yeah. It's a happy ending. It was all a dream. Carl and Paula are still together. No, I just think that like I was saying before, I think that you will question your allegiances as it goes on.
Ooh, that was a good tease.
Was it?
Yes. Did you hear it? It was like, ooh.
Yeah.
I love
that
that.
I do okay.
Yes. Also, by the way, I have to ask before we wrap, Murray Bartlett to have also in this, like this cast. I just thank God you said yes to this, and you came back for that second audition. But what was it like we haven't seen you guys really interact yet, but what is that like to have him part of a cast? Because he is so creepy good.
Yeah, he's amazing. And there is some stuff we just previewed 3 and 4 in Austin. And there's something that Murray does in 3 and 4 that is just like the most delicious acting. He's so good. He's so terrifying. And he does a switch on a dime. Like, he's just really spooky, ooky spooky. And yeah, we're so lucky to have him in the show and so lucky to get to play with him.
Well, we're lucky to have you here tonight. We're lucky that you are part of this series because you are so darn phenomenal. And thank you all for joining us past our bedtimes. And make sure you watch every episode of Maximum Pleasure Guaranteed every Wednesday through July 15th on Apple TV.
Nice.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Thank
Thank
you all.